Once upon a time in a village near a vast forest, there resided a renowned Buddhist teacher, and his ashram was known as the Hermitage of Gotham. Among the many disciples who studied under him, there was one who stood out, not for his wisdom or serenity, but for his incessant chatter. This disciple had a penchant for spreading stories and gossip throughout the village. Whenever he went to collect donations for the ashram, he would return with a new tale from each household to share with the other disciples. However, it wasn't just his penchant for storytelling that set him apart. He was also notorious for backbiting, always trying to appear virtuous in front of the others while secretly criticizing his fellow disciples. He had a habit of praising himself, boasting of his intelligence and superiority, and asserting that his sacrifice in joining the ashram was greater than anyone else's because he came from a wealthy family but chose to pursue the path of truth and self-discovery. One day, the guru gathered all his disciples and presented them with a challenge. He asked each of them to make a resolution for the next month, which would help strengthen their determination and empower their inner selves. He added that if anyone failed to keep their resolution within the month, they would return to their old routine. The disciples eagerly took on various resolutions, each according to their own abilities, and shared their commitments with the guru. However, the talkative disciple, ever eager to prove himself unique, went straight to the guru's cottage and announced his desire for a significant and challenging resolution that matched his supposed greatness. The guru, amused by the disciple's request, said, "Are you sure you can fulfill the resolution I give you? It might be more challenging than you think." The disciple confidently replied, "Gurudev, I am ready for any resolution you provide. I will undoubtedly fulfill it." The guru, with a gentle smile, said, "Very well. Your resolution is to remain completely silent for the entire month." The disciple scoffed, "Is that all, Gurudev? Remaining silent for a month is too easy. Please give me something more challenging that befits my abilities." The guru calmly responded, "First, prove that you can keep this simple resolution." The disciple accepted the guru's challenge and left the cottage. He soon found that keeping quiet was more challenging than he had imagined. At first, he managed to stay silent without much trouble. However, as days passed, he grew increasingly burdened by the weight of unspoken words. By the third day, he began to feel restlessness, and by the fourth, an overwhelming uneasiness had taken hold of him. The other disciples in the ashram chatted with one another, and he longed to share his thoughts. He struggled to keep his resolve and found himself gesturing with his mouth and eyes to express himself. Despite the inner turmoil, he continued to honor his vow. Weeks passed, and the talkative disciple fell ill. His head ached, he lost his appetite, and he yearned to speak. Feeling suffocated by silence, he went to the guru and, using writing, explained his predicament. He begged the guru to release him from his resolution, fearing that he was going mad. The guru smiled and reassured him, "Resolutions are meant to be tested, and breaking them is part of the journey. But remember, those who keep their resolutions build inner strength. Those who build inner strength are on the path to enlightenment. It is your choice whether to break your resolution or persist. The decision is entirely yours." These words struck a chord with the disciple, and he left in silence to return to his hut. He secluded himself, emerging only for essential activities. 15 days passed, and his resolve remained unbroken. The other disciples were amazed at his transformation, as they remembered the incessantly talkative man he had been. As time continued, many of the other disciples eventually broke their resolutions and reverted to their old ways. However, this talkative disciple persevered, demonstrating unwavering silence. After a month of solitude, he approached his guru again. He wrote down his question, "Gurudev, am I still silent? Is my resolution still in effect?" The guru gazed into the disciple's eyes and confirmed, "Yes, you are still silent, and your resolution endures." The disciple then shared his experiences from his time in the forest. He explained how initially, he was silent only outwardly, but his mind was filled with incessant noise. In solitude, he discovered the turmoil of his inner thoughts, the critical voices and relentless questions. He described how, over time, the inner chatter faded away. Peace enveloped him, and he recognized the profound meaning of true silence. The disciple recounted how the peace and stillness in the forest allowed him to connect with the world's natural sounds, the wind, the birds, and flowing water, in a way he had never experienced before. He learned the power of inner silence and its capacity to enhance his connection with the external world. The guru listened attentively and added, "As long as we keep speaking on the outside, unrest prevails inside. When we turn inwards and mind our thoughts with full awareness, we can experience miraculous changes in our lives. The mouth is the gateway to inner calm. The more we save our energy from wasteful speech, the closer we come to inner serenity." The disciple shared his newfound wisdom with the other disciples, explaining that inner silence was attainable even amidst the noise of the external world. He returned to the ashram, transformed, and his words now flowed calmly and thoughtfully, free from his previous restlessness. The lesson from this story is that idle chatter is an energy drain. Excessive and unnecessary talking prevents us from turning inward and discovering our inner selves. The more we conserve our energy from meaningless speech, the closer we get to inner peace. This story exemplifies the transformative power of silence and the benefits it can bring to one's life.